In the political heartland of India, a rising youth leader vanishes without a trace. As rumors of political vendetta flies, a local restaurant holds the key to a tale far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Today we delve into the horrifying tale of love, betrayal, and a crime so heinous that it sent shockwaves throughout the world, the Tandoor murder case. But before we start, if tales of mystery and intrigue captivate you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. Stay with us, as we uncover the stories that lurk in the dark corners of our world. In the heart of Delhi's bustling political scene was Naina Sahni, a vivacious and ambitious young woman. With her radiant smile and charismatic presence, Naina was not just any ordinary woman. She was a dedicated Congress worker, known for her passion for politics and her commitment to the party. As a former student leader, she had made her mark in the political arena at a young age, earning respect and admiration from her peers. But Naina's charm wasn't just limited to politics. She had a close-knit circle of friends, attending various political events and gatherings, often accompanied by fellow party members and classmates. She was married to Sushil Sharma, a prominent figure in the Youth Congress. Together, they were seen as one of Delhi's dynamic duos, both with promising political careers ahead. Little did anyone know that their seemingly perfect world was about to be shattered in the most unimaginable way. As the sun rose on July 2, 1995, casting its golden hue over the city of Delhi. It was a day like any other, with the usual hustle and bustle of the capital in full swing. Naina, always punctual and meticulous about her routine, began her day early. She had a series of meetings lined up, and as always, she was looking forward to engaging in political discussions and planning upcoming events. She had breakfast with her husband Sushil and discussed her plans with him for the day. Sushil too had a tight schedule, with multiple engagements lined up. Once they finished breakfast, they said their goodbyes to each other and went on their way. The first visit on her agenda was a brief catch-up with Matloob Kareem, a fellow Congress worker and an old classmate. And after that, she was scheduled to meet with her party members. But as the day went by, her party members could not get a hold of her. They rang her work phone multiple times, but got no answer. As evening approached, there was still no sign of Naina. They reached out to her husband Sushil, who tried calling her too on her personal phone, but it went unanswered. Concern grew among her close friends and family. It was unlike Naina to not inform anyone if she was running late, or if there was a change in her plans. Minutes turned into hours, and the worry intensified. Calls were made to acquaintances, party offices, and even local hospitals, hoping to find any trace of her. But Naina seemed to have vanished into thin air. By the next morning, with still no word from Naina, panic set in. Her disappearance was now not just a matter of concern for her family and friends, but had caught the attention of the media. The news of a prominent political figure going missing in the heart of Delhi was making headlines. Speculations were rife. Was it a case of political rivalry? Had she been kidnapped? Or was there something even more sinister at play? Her family finally reached out to the police and filed an official missing persons report. The Delhi police, under immense pressure from both the media and political circles, launched a full-scale investigation into Naina Sahni's mysterious disappearance. The case was assigned to a special team of seasoned detectives, led by Inspector Rajan Bhaskar, known for his meticulous investigative skills. The first step was to retrace Naina on the day she went missing. Her home was thoroughly searched for any clues or signs of foul play. The house help was questioned, who mentioned that Naina seemed her usual self that morning, with no signs of distress. She also mentioned the brief phone call Naina had with Matloob Kareem, which seemed like a routine check-in. Matlub, was brought in for questioning. He confirmed the call, stating it was a brief discussion about an upcoming party event. He seemed genuinely concerned about Naina's well-being, and provided an alibi for his whereabouts. Police then turned their attention to Sushil Sharma. Being the husband, he was naturally one of the first people the police wanted to speak to. Sushil appeared distraught over his wife's disappearance. He provided a detailed account of his activities on the day Naina went missing, which included meetings with party members and a public appearance at a local event. Inspector Bhaskar decided to tap into the couple's phone records. The records showed a flurry of calls between Naina and Matlub on the day she disappeared, more than what was usual. Additionally, there was a mysterious call made to Naina's phone late at night, which went unanswered. But with further investigation, it did not lead anywhere. As days turned into weeks, the pressure on the police intensified. The media was having a field day with speculations, and the public was growing restless. Then, a breakthrough came in the form of a tip. The caller mentioned seeing some suspicious activity at a local restaurant on the night of Naina's disappearance. Running out of viable leads, the police decided to act on this tip and decided to inspect the restaurant. The police expected it to be another inconsequential call. But they decided to go ahead and investigate it anyway. As they started searching the premises, an officer spotted something very unusual. He walked towards it, and as he peeked inside, he instantly stumbled back in shock and fell to the ground. The discovery that this policeman made would become one of the most infamous cases to exist in the history of Indian crime. Here's the recreation of what actually happened to Naina Sahni on June 2, 1995. In the shadowy confines in Delhi's bustling centre, the cacophony of the city seemed a distant murmur. The establishment, which usually brimmed with life, now stood eerily silent. With chairs overturned and tables bare, only the flicker of bulbs and the glow of the clay oven in the corner offered any semblance of warmth. Amidst this stillness, a couple stood, locked in a heated confrontation. Their voices, sharp and piercing, sliced through the quiet. The air was thick with tension, every glance was a silent battle and every word was a veiled threat. A sudden ring of a phone disrupted their standoff. Both moved to answer, but the man, quicker and more aggressive, snatched it up. A glance at the caller ID transformed his simmering anger into a boiling fury, and with a swift motion, he threw the phone, shattering it against the floor. As the atmosphere grew even more charged, the woman, her face flushed with anger and defiance, threw a glass of water at him. But his reaction was swift and deadly. From the depths of his pocket, he produced a revolver. The weight of the moment pressed down on them, the woman's eyes widening in terror as she instinctively retreated. Then, in a heartbeat, a gunshot shattered the night, its echo a chilling reminder of the darkness that had just descended. In the aftermath of the gunshot, the woman's lifeless body lay sprawled on the floor, casting a haunting shadow in the dim light. The man, gripped by a sudden realization of the enormity of his deed, panics. His eyes dart around the room, searching desperately for a way to conceal his heinous act. He paces around the room thinking what to do next. Suddenly the glowing tandoor, a clay oven used to bake bread, comes to his mind. A chilling thought crosses his mind: the tandoor's scorching flames could obliterate any trace of his crime. He then drags her body to the kitchen, and with grim determination, uses a large knife to dismember it. Piece by piece, he feeds the remains to the flames of the tandoor, hoping to erase the evidence of his dark deed. As dawn's first light begins to creep over the horizon, the gruesome act is shrouded in secrecy. Yet, Unbeknownst to him, the shadows of the night hold many secrets, and soon, a twisted tale of envy, treachery, and passion will be laid bare for the world to see. As it turns out, Naina Sahni's murderer was none other than her husband Sushil Sharma. Sushil was not the doting husband he appeared to be. Beneath the facade of a loving partner lay a man consumed by jealousy, rage, and suspicion. His possessiveness knew no bounds, and he constantly accused Naina of infidelity. His paranoia centered around Matlub Karim, Naina's colleague and friend. Sushil's baseless accusations and violent outbursts became a dark cloud overshadowing their marriage. On that fateful night, as the couple's heated argument reached its peak, the shrill ring of the phone pierced the tension-filled room. The caller ID displayed Matlub's name, and in a fit of blinding rage, Sushil's worst fears seemed to be confirmed. Without a second thought, he drew his licensed revolver and fired 3 shots at Naina, with 2 bullets finding their mark in her neck and head, ending her life in an instant. Desperation and panic set in as Sushil realized the gravity of his actions. He hastily wrapped Naina's lifeless body in a blanket and transported it to the Bagia restaurant that he owned. In the eerie silence of the restaurant's kitchen, he gruesomely dismembered her body and threw her in the oven, believing that the tandoor's flames would erase his sins forever. However, fate had other plans. As the early morning mist settled over Delhi, 2 vigilant constables, Abdul Nazir and Chanjapal, noticed an unusual plume of smoke rising from Bagia restaurant. Their instincts told them something was amiss. Their timely intervention blew the case wide open. The subsequent investigation and trial revealed the depth of Sushil's depravity. The court, appalled by the heinous nature of the crime, sentenced him to death, bringing a semblance of justice to a tale marred by betrayal, jealousy, and unspeakable cruelty. The Naina Sahni murder case, often referred to as the Tandoor murder case, remains one of the most chilling and shocking incidents in India's crime history. It serves as a harrowing reminder of the depths to which human emotions, when left unchecked, can plunge and take a deadly turn. So that's it for today's episode. If you liked this story, then stay tuned with us and subscribe to the Eclipse Tales. Take care, and until the next time.